Welcome to a tier list that no one wanted or cared about. Recently I've been going back and playing every single Zombies map in 2022. And I've been having a lot of fun with it because originally I already made a video on a tier list, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get gameplay for the background of all of them. And I realized that a lot of the maps I ranked are a lot higher or lower than what I originally thought they'd be. For instance, Shadows of Evil was a lot higher than I thought it would be, and Ascension's a lot lower than I thought it would be. So I decided to redo this entire video and the entire tier list just because I replayed every single map in 2022. There's going to be gameplay in the background of all of them of when I did it, so you're going to have to enjoy the background gameplay and hate me later for all my mistakes. Let's start with Noctur and Toten. Noctur and Toten, when I replayed it, was a lot better than I remember it. Noct has always been like low tier in my opinion. I mean, for the first map, obviously it's like amazing because this was just made using remade assets when Treyarch people were fucking around. So I really didn't think it was as good as it actually is, especially for the first map. It's not that bad, and I had a little bit of fun with it. You can get to high runs really easily, and I had a pretty good time playing it. I mean, it started everything, and it's like nighttime, it's spooky, it's scary, and all that kind of stuff. The radio has the WTF or whatever the hell the music Easter eggs call. It's pretty fun. And normally, before I did this whole thing, I would have put it in a D tier, but I think I'm going to put it at a comfortable C tier. So yeah, we're going to leave that there. Verrucht, I don't know. This map, when I originally made the first video, I was like, oh, this map's kind of special because no other map has done this, and you spawn in different sides of the map. And then when I replayed them all, I realized that's not true. Because Dead of the Night of all fucking maps has that too. And I completely forgot about it. But Verrucht is still probably the scariest map, or like the actual like creepiest. There's like Easter eggs where if you like hold square, or F in my case, on like the dentist chair, it makes like a screaming noise. It's still a really intimidating map. It's really hard to get high rounds on, especially for me, the shitter of zombies. And yeah, it's tough. I have a really hard time doing Verrucht, and to this day, I still don't like it that much, but it's better than Noct. So we're going to put it comfortably a little bit above C tier. And I just realized this should have been D, and this should have been E. Don't say anything, I know. But yeah, Verrucht's a little higher than Noct. I think I had it a little higher in my original, but we're going to put it a little lower because it is hard, and it's just kind of a square. But yeah. Shinonuma was my first DLC Zombies map that I ever played. World at War was my first Zombies game, but Shinonuma was my first DLC map other than Noct, because I wanted to try the Wonderwaff. And I really like it. It's so easy to get high rounds in the original World at War because of the weird cap, and every nuke gave you a finish the round for some reason. Shinonuma is kind of scary. I mean, all World at War maps are kind of scary and creepy, but Shinonuma is kind of like that to the extent, and it's when the zombie storyline kind of picked up and actually began, and like it was all this weird ciphers and stuff around the map. You had to like really do context clues to figure out what was going on. I remember watching YouTube videos back in the day of like the original Zombies storyline, and I thought it was so fascinating. I was like 12 or 13, so I was a little young to be playing COD, but it's fine. But yeah, Shinonuma I'm going to give a B tier because it was just really good. And the Flogger's a cool trap. I wish they brought that back other than Revelations. Don't say that. And yeah, I think it's about the same as where I would put it on my original list. I like Shinonuma. It's a high tier map. Derice. This map is a lot lower than I remember it being, actually. Derice was originally the big boy map, like the really fun map. And it still is a really good map. But it is kind of boring now that I've played it. It's a good size, and for the time, it was top tier. And it was still top tier into Black Ops 2, probably. Hell, even most of Black Ops 3, I would still put it in top tier. But it's kind of gets old really fast. You can get high rounds real easy on it, and it's still really good, and I like it more than Shinonuma. But it does get really boring really fast, but it's still good. Derice, I'm going to put B tier. We're going to put it in A tier, actually. A tier seems pretty good for that. and I originally had it in an S, but after replaying it, I don't like it as much as I used to. The Easter egg is easy, but it was the first real Zombies Easter egg, and it was pretty easy, and it's still fun. I remember back in the day, for some reason, I have this memory of the Type 99 not being on this map, and I remember searching so many YouTube videos on how to get it for some reason, and it was like this crazy conspiracy theory that the Type 99 was some, like, super special wonder weapon on this map. I don't know what it was. But Derice is there. The Giant, it makes it 3 times worse. It's not on this list, but the Giant makes Derice worse because the music Easter egg in the original Derice is one of the best. It's Beauty of Annihilation. And then they remix it in the Giant remake in Black Ops 3. And it's like Nightcore for some reason. And it's awful. And I hope whoever made it is ashamed of themselves. Kino der Toten. Kino der Toten was the shit back in the day. And I remember the day it came out playing it. I had a lot of fun on Kino. The Pack-a-Punch is a really cool idea. It's the first Pack-a-Punch that actually is kind of annoying to get to. I mean, I guess you could say Derice was the first Pack-a-Punch ever, and it was kind of annoying to get to. But this one, it's just annoying because you have to link it every time. I don't know. It's still good. Kino is the first Zombies map that's during the day as well, I believe. I don't think Shinonuma is during the day, but we're going to just forget about that. Kino der Toten is something special, though. And I'm going to put it right below Derice, and it probably will stay like that because they're really close. But yeah, Kino's really fun. 5, I actually can't get footage of 5 because I don't have Black Ops 1 on a PC. 5, the original 5 was really good. And I remember there was this glitch that me and my brother would do where you'd have to build 2 specific barriers and jump on them, and you can get on the table in the main room and you could glitch it. I don't know. It's something fun. But the Pentagon Thief was a scary mob, and after going back and watching people play it, because I can't really play 5, I can only play Classified right now, the Pentagon Thief's kind of a bitch. I remember it being a little bit more fun, and it was fun to deal with the boss zombie. But after watching it, it's kind of not. He steals your guns, and imagine if you have like a Pack-a-Punch ray gun. Fuck you. You don't get it anymore. Winter's Howl upgraded? Fuck off. You just lose it. And you don't get to do anything about it. But yeah, 5's good, but this is a lot lower than I remember it. I put it in high A tier in my first list, but I'm going to put it in low B tier. But I still like 5. 5's still a good map. Ascension. So Ascension used to be my favorite map of all time, and I still like it a lot. And it's still the map I've got the highest round I've ever got on, which is unfortunately 60, which is kind of low compared to most people. I'm a Easter egg guy. I'm not really a round guy. But Ascension, it's still really good. The monkeys are an annoying-ass mob. Blowing up the rocket's always kind of funny. It's fun to do. It's really good for training by Widow's Wine or PhD Flopper, sorry. And it's really fun until it's not, because it gets repetitive really fast. After you do, like, blow up the rocket, and if you're on solo, that's kind of all you can do. Because you need 4 people for the Easter egg, so it kind of gets repetitive real fast. So I'm going to put it in probably high A tier. It used to be like really close to the top of S. So yeah. And also, just so we're aware, the farther right is the lower in the tier it is. The farther left, the higher it is. So Ascension's higher than Kino. Shinonuma's higher than 5, and you get it. Call of the Dead is another map I kind of can't show. I only have tag. Call of the Dead, sorry. Call of the Dead is a special map because it has George Romero in it, a really cool boss mob. And I wish he was in tag. Obviously, he couldn't be. He passed away, and it's very sad. They have a really nice tribute to him. But Call of the Dead is fun, and it has the celebrity cast of the guy that plays Merle Dixon. It has Danny Trejo. It has the girl who plays Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then it has the guy that plays Freddy Krueger. I apologize, I don't know their names, and I'm not going to bother looking them up. But Call of the Dead's fun, and you get the Wonder Waff for like 12 seconds after you kill George Romero, and then he just comes back. Call of the Dead was my brother's favorite map, I believe. I don't know why. But yeah, this is a little bit higher than I would have put it originally after watching some gameplay, because once again, 5 and Call of the Dead I can't play right now. But it's pretty fun. I'm going to put it right above 5, but lower than Shinonuma. It's fun. Call of the Dead deserves the spot. The ice thing is fun with the water. The It's just a good map. Shangri-La. Shangri-La is my friend Luke's favorite map. God forbid. I don't know why, but it is. It's a really hard map. I don't hate the map, though. The monkeys that steal your power-ups are real fucking annoying. And I learned that while replaying it. They're really annoying. The baby gun's such a fun fucking wonder weapon, and I wish it came back for more entries, especially in Zetsubou. I thought it would have been a great addition to Zetsubou. But oh well. But Shangri-La is a really hard map with the minecart and the water slide and the mud and the maze. It's a map. It's not bad or anything. In fact, it's pretty fun. It's even fun to play with friends and that kind of stuff. It's just really hard. It's really hard to get round 100 on Shangri-La. I've never obviously gotten round 100, but it's just hard to get any high round on Shangri-La. But it is unique, and there was an Easter egg that was not found until, like, Chronicles came out for some reason in Shangri-La. But whatever. Shangri-La is decent, but I'm going to put it lower than 5, higher than Verrucht, and Noct. But Shangri-La, it's average, but obviously C is the average tier. And we're going to get a lot below C later on, don't worry. Moon. How do I describe Moon? Moon is complicated. It's a fun map. Sometimes. You either have a really fun time on Moon, or you really are not having a good time on Moon. And it's weird, because the low gravity is a cool addition. The space zombies that have your friends' names, at least on console versions, are really cool. And that's about it. Everything else is kind of shit about Moon. The Easter egg is really tedious, at least for me. I solo the Easter eggs mostly. I'm sorry, that's not true. I usually play with friends to do the Easter eggs, and whenever I try to solo an Easter egg, I'm not very good at it, except for Zetsubou. So, Moon is a tough cookie for me. The Pack-a-Punch to get to it is kind of annoying. You have to go through the entire map, pretty much. The Biosphere is kind of cool, I guess. That's kind of a cool addition to the map. This is a little higher than I would have put it normally before I replayed it, but it's still a bitch. Moon is not a very popular map because of how tedious it is, I think. But I'm going to put it where it deserves to be, and I'm going to put it low C tier. Normally it would have been in D tier, but whatever. Okay, here comes the nostalgia. Transit is weird. Transit is a bad map. The design is awful. The fog is awful. The Avogadro is a bitch of a mob to fight. The bus sucks. But I still kind of like it, weirdly enough. And this is actually staying exactly where I would have put it originally after replaying it. Transit is not a good map, and they bit off way more than they could chew with it. But I still really like playing it because of nostalgia. It's not a good map at all, but man, is it fun. The Easter egg is one of the worst, in my opinion. Next to probably Blood of the Dead, it's up there. But yeah, Transit's weird. It had all the other maps together with it. They would have had a ton more game modes, but they were limited by the hardware. And the denizens are annoying. Everything about it is annoying. But I like it a lot. And by a lot, I mean C tier. I'm putting it above Verrucht and lower than Noct. Can I please get it over there? Thank you. And that's about where I put it normally. Newtown Zombies. Oh boy. Newtown Zombies sucks. Newtown Zombies is, spoiler alert, my least favorite map ever. It is painfully unfun, and I don't even really like Newtown anymore. It's not because of the Zombies version, I just don't like Newtown. It's so played out. It's kind of like Rust. Actually, better yet, it's more like Shipment. And I fucking hate Shipment now because of how overplayed it is. And then they're like, fuck it, put zombies in Newtown. That'll be fun. And it wasn't. It's hard. It's one of the harder maps, up there with Shangri-La. The perks drop in periodically, which is similar to Zetsubou. But Zetsubou does it fun. Newtown does not. F. Bottom F. Negative F. Weirdly enough, if I were ranking other maps in other games that weren't Treyarch, like Zombies in Space One's a bad example, because that's a great map. If I were to put, like, The Dark Descent, or Frozen Dawn, or whatever the first World War II Zombies map is, I can't remember, they would be above Newtown Zombies. I can't fucking stand it. And that's exactly where it was when I originally placed it. It's not a fun map. Die Rise. Die Rise is also higher than I originally remember it. Die Rise used to be annoying, and it still is kind of annoying. But the perks with the random spawn locations in the elevators and how they, like, go up and down and that kind of shit. Really annoying. But it's kind of fun. I played with my friends recently on it, all together, and I kind of had fun on it. Die Rise is a fun map, and I like to get high rounds, quote-unquote, by the way, in my standards is like 50 on Die Rise, and I like it a lot more than I used to. So we're going to put it in above Noct, but below Varut. Alright, now we get into the first S-tier map, Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead is just insane. I remember that when it came out, I immediately bought an Xbox 360 to play with my friends, because I had PlayStation all up until Mob of the Dead came out. And I had no one to play with, because none of my friends had a PlayStation 3. But as soon as Mob of the Dead came out, I immediately bought an Xbox 360 to play with friends. Because I was, I think, 13 or 14 when this came out, maybe 15. And, oh my god, dude, what an amazing map. But the bridge is so crazy, how you, like, build the pole plane, then crash on the bridge, and it's like a cycle. Everything with the cycle is really cool to me. Like, a repeating timeline is such a cool concept to me. I love Mob of the Dead. Oh my god. Mob of the Dead is amazing. It's not my favorite map, but oh, it's so close. Just oh my god. Mob's great. The celebrity cast they got is so good too. I like, oh, I just can't even mention it. Mob of the Dead is such a good map. Building the plane is such a blast. Getting the Pack-a-Punch is a blast. Getting the Hell's Retriever and Hell's Redeemer is a blast. And this is about where it was originally, and when I replayed it, it's so much fun. The only part I had problems with was when you're trying to get the Hell's Redeemer past like round 15 and you have to stay on the bridge with the Hell's Retriever for a while. If there's like 3 or 4 Brutuses on the bridge, your screen just shakes constantly and you can't even think because it's going every 2 seconds. It's really annoying. Buried is unique because it is the only Zombies map that is Victus that is really, really good. Victus, I love Victus, and it's my second favorite group as opposed to Primus, I believe, is my first. But I love Stuhlinger, I love Misty, I love Marlton, I love Russman. They're such a fun group. And Leroy's in that map too. The Witch's Hut, this isn't Minecraft. The Witch's House is such a crazy thing that she steals your money. That's real fucking annoying. The Maze is such a crazy concept too. The map's a lot bigger than some people realize, I think. So that's something. The Subsurface Resonator, I think it's called, is my favorite buildable next to probably the Stabs. To this day, if you even consider the Stabs buildables. Because it's just a dubstep cannon. It's really fun. And unfortunately, you can't really get to high rounds without it. And this is about where it was originally for me. Maybe it's a little higher. But Buried is top tier. It's not S tier, but it is so top tier. And with the chalk, I wish came back too, because that's such a cool mechanic. You can draw your own wall buys wherever the hell you want. That's really cool. But yeah, Buried I'm putting high A tier, and if I might even put a low S, depending on how many things are in S. But yeah. Okay, Origins. Where to start with this? Origins is my favorite map ever. I have so many fun memories of Origins. The intro cutscene is so good with Avenged Sevenfold playing in the background. So good. The tank is such a cool concept. I love the tank. The Panzers is the best bus. Whoa! I can't speak. The Panzers are the best boss mob we've ever got, and we got them several more times because of that. The giant robots are the coolest thing in Zombies, in my opinion. Just the noise they make. Listen to the noise.
Robot safe. Beautiful.
God, Origins is such a good map, and this is exactly where I placed it originally, and it stayed exactly where it was. Origins is the best map. It is what every map should strive to be, and unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get another good Zombies map. But Origins is perfect. Origins is just the best map ever. Every friend you have, and can build their own staff. They have their own wonder weapon. And it's so fun, because you don't have to keep repeatedly hitting the box to get the wonder weapon like you usually would. Everyone can just build their own, at their own pace. The Easter egg is perfect. The wonder weapons are perfect. The difficulty is perfect. It's not too hard, not too easy. Origins is just so good. And nothing will ever top Origins, I don't think, unfortunately. S tier, super S tier. If I could go another tier higher, it would be. Origins is just... I can't even describe Origins. Have you noticed that there's no D&E tiers yet? We'll get down to those because we get to Cold War soon. And that's where D&E tier shines, is in Cold War. Shadows of Evil. Shadows of Evil was a very shit map when it came out, and people hated it. There's the Swarm rounds, there is the Meatball rounds, and yes, that's actually what they're called, is Meatballs. And then there's the Swarm and Meatball rounds, which is really annoying. To get the Pack-a-Punch, it's a huge ordeal. The sword is a pain in the ass to get as well. But for some reason, and I don't understand for the life of me, people really like it today. They hated it when it came out, but people did a complete 180. People really like Shadows of Evil now. Why? I don't know. I don't like it that much. It's fun, I guess. And it's a little higher than what it was originally at when I replayed it, but it's still... I guess. Shadows of Evil is kind of cool. It had a celebrity cast, none of which I can remember the names of. But it's a map. That's the best I can do. The aesthetic's kind of cool. We went from like zombies, from Nazi zombies to like demonic stuff with Mob of the Dead to just Lovecraft, I guess. That's happening now. So that's Shadows of Evil. Yeah, Shadows of Evil's weird. We're going to put it in mid-C tier. I know that's kind of a crime. We're going to put it right above Die Rise, but right below Verrucht. Actually, no, we're going to put it above Verrucht. Because it's a solid map. It's just weird. Dries and Drac, I have a new appreciation for. I didn't like it originally, but I kind of like it a little more now. Dries and Drac had a lot of unique stuff, right? It had 4 different elemental upgrades to the Wonder Weapon. It had Panzers. It had a teleporter. It had Soul Box. Wait a minute. This seems familiar. And I think this is the only time that this gets a pass, that Dries and Drac is a complete... It's not a copy. And I don't think people agree with this, but it piggybacks off Origins really hard. I think they saw, wow, people love Origins. We're just going to remake it pretty much in Castle. Which the setting's cool. I really like the castle. Dries and Drac's a cool map, but the actual like gameplay of it is really similar to both Origins and Mob of the Dead. You also have the dragons you have to fill up the heads for, which is literally just Mob of the Dead. It's Origins and Mob of the Dead if they had a love child, pretty much. It's still good though, but it's worse than both of those maps, I think. I would have originally put it low B tier, but we're going to put it high B tier. We're going to put it above Shi no Numa. Dries and Drac's really good, but it's not amazing. I would still rather play Kino, Derice, Ascension, Buried, Mob, and Origins over it. Actually, we're going to switch Dries and Drac and Kino. Believe it or not, I would rather play Dries and Drac than Kino, I think. Okay, this is the weird one now. Zetsubou, I've always really liked, and I've had a soft spot for it, and I can't tell you why. I guess it's because it's the only map in Black Ops 3 I played to death. Because Black Ops 3 I had on PS4 for some reason, even though I had an Xbox 360 and one. I just never played Black Ops 3 on it. But, so, Zetsubou, I soloed the Easter egg. I can solo it. I did it for the first time a couple nights ago, and it's the only Easter egg I've ever soloed. And I really, really like Zetsubou. Zetsubou is a very tedious Easter egg, and it's very hard, in my opinion, compared to every other Easter egg. Except maybe Blood of the Dead. The boss fight's really cool. The ending cutscene with Takeo unaliving himself is kind of sad. It's not the saddest thing in zombies, we'll get to that. But it's a really good cutscene, and it deserves way higher praise than it gets. Zetsubou has one of the coolest wonder weapons. Two of the coolest wonder weapons, I guess. The KT-4 is really cool. The Skull of Non-Stopway is, like, badass as hell. I don't know why people don't talk about it, because it's so cool. It, like, sucks the souls out of zombies cool, like, in a good way, other than, like, unlike Blood of the Dead, sorry. And it's amazing. Zetsubou is such a cool map. Why doesn't it get more recognition? Like, it's S tier for me. It's not the highest S tier, but why does it not get more recognition? It's creepy. The swamp monsters are terrifying. The music Easter egg is my favorite. It's not the best in a lot of people's opinion, but it's my favorite. That's bottom of S tier for me. Zetsubou is fantastic. Why don't people talk about it? Gorad Krovi. This is a map that got a huge upgrade from my original list. I originally put this in F tier, but after replaying it a bit and trying the Easter egg at least a little bit, it's fun. I don't know why I hated it so much when it came out. I used to say Gorad's my least favorite map by far, but it's actually pretty good. It's not, like, amazing, but it's definitely above F tier. It's above D tier, even. Gorad has the dragons, which are really cool. The intro cutscenes is just fantastic. Actually, I want to say it's probably my favorite intro cutscene, which is crazy. Second favorite to Mob of the Dead. Third favorite, actually, Origins. Alright, we're just going to stop there because I'm going to keep going down the list. But it's really cool. It has the PPSH where people were hyped for that.
Once more for old
It has the Ray Gun Mark III, which is really cool too. And I originally put it in F tier, and I don't think it deserves that. The wave mechanic to get the dragon nades are really cool. It's just a reskin of the robot grenades from Origins, but whatever. It's really cool. The Manglers are kind of a cool boss mob, and then they're done to death in Cold War, but once again, we're not going to talk about that. We're putting it in C tier, below Shadows of Evil, above Rukt. But yeah, it's good. I'm surprised. Revelations. Revelations had one of the hardest Easter eggs to find, and I remember watching NoahJ456 try to find it during, like, the 2 weeks that it came out. I'm pretty sure it was the longest time it took to find and finish an Easter egg, except for maybe Blood of the Dead, which is coincidentally next. Revelations is just a mashup of every zombies, well, most zombies maps. And that's exactly what people wanted originally, but it's not great. It has the Apothecan's Servant, and you go in the giant Apothecan's mouth, and that's a pretty cool place for the Pack-a-Punch, but that's about it. I know people like it for, like, the whole mashup thing, but I'm not a fan, really. And I think it gets too high of praise, so fuck you. My list going in D tier. Revelations. Yeah. Blood of the Dead is Blood of the Dead. It has one of the hardest Easter eggs. I'm pretty sure I looked, and the longest time the fastest time, actually, it took me and my friends to do it on Black Ops 4 was 2 hours and 37 minutes. It had the saddest exit cutscene, which is something to be said, I suppose. I remember moving out of my house in Ohio when I saw it for the first time. It was extremely sad, but that's all it's got. And I remember it crashing a shit ton when it came out. I remember one time we got to the boss after like 2.5 hours and it crashed. On PC, by the way, which is where it's not supposed to crash. So that was fun. Brutus got a huge downgrade. He's no longer as fun. The map is cool, I guess. It's a little bit higher than I remember it. I would have originally put it in F or E tier. But it's still not fun. It's a little better than I remember, I guess. But it's still not good. We're going to put it in D tier below Revelations. But yeah. It's not as bad as I remember. Alright, Classified. Everything good I said about 5 is the reverse in Classified. It's not good. Classified has no personality. The Easter egg is literally get to round 150, go fuck yourself. Never done that, never gonna do that. And people that have done that, kind of cheat to do it. They glitch, because they use the shield. And I remember when it first came out, no one could do it because the game would crash around round 40. So people had to put on, like, the comic mode, which was less stressful to the PlayStation and PC, so the game wouldn't crash. Classified had a horrible launch. The map today is still bad, and it's exactly where I would have put it originally, and that's E tier. Not good. Not good at all. Voyage is a little higher than I remember it. Voyage is bad, but not that bad. Voyage, the boss is really fun on Voyage, with the giant eyeball that has the one-shot kill move. That's fun. It has some of the most annoying Easter egg steps with the planet. I don't mind as much the clock thing that a lot of people don't like, but the planet one's real fucking annoying to me. Where you have to find the planets, which is stupid. I don't hate the Chaos story as much as a lot of people do, and I think it should continue, and I hope they bring it back so badly. So badly. So badly. Because I like Chaos, and it's a good place to go now that Aether's done, and Dark Aether fucking sucks. Asshole. But yeah, Voyage is a map. The Kraken's a cool wonder weapon, I suppose. It's a giant cannon. I'm gonna put it in between Blood of the Dead and Revelations. I'd rather play Voyage than Blood of the Dead, but I would rather play Revelations than Voyage. It's a huge-ass map, for sure. 9 is fantastic. 9 is where the Chaos story shines. Well, it's not the best Chaos map, but we'll get there. 9 is a really cool map. It's a giant circle with squares on the outside. And the Easter egg's really fun with the zombie elephants at the end. That's really cool. 9's such a cool map. The challenges are fun. The Kiss of Serket, or whatever the hell the wonder weapon's called, is really cool. It deserves to be higher, I think, than a lot of people put it. 9's just a really cool map. It's a little lower than what I put it originally. I originally put it in high A tier, but I'm going to put it in low A tier now. But 9's a really cool map. I don't have really a lot to talk about it. There's tigers instead of dogs, which is cool. The gladiators are a cool boss mob. The Blight Father started appearing in Chaos Stories maps in 9 and Voyage, and I hate that thing, but it's not bad, I guess. 9's awesome. Dead of the Night is a lot higher than I would have originally thought, because I remember hating this map when it came out. Dead of the Night is Dead of the Night. It has vampires and werewolves and scary, spooky skeletons. The Easter egg's a lot more fun than I remember, with the rotating of the Atlas sculpture, and the astrology steps really cool. The boss is just a giant werewolf, I guess. Whoops. I just tabbed out. Alright. The Alistar's Folly is kind of a cool wonders weapon. The whole trial thing to get the tuning forks to open the forest is kind of cool. I originally put this in high E tier, but after replaying it, it's kind of a cool map. The house is kind of cool, and all that. It got a really bad launch. There was no trailer. They just randomly dropped it on Australia one day, because why not? And they're like, yeah, we didn't mean to do that. We're releasing it worldwide now. Have fun. So, Dead of the Night's fun. I'm putting it above Noct, but below Die Rise. So yeah. Dead of the Night's fun. Ancient Evil. This map I'm going to give really high praise because it's fucking amazing. I don't know what they decided to do to the Chaos story, but they made it amazing. And once everyone realized, Chaos story isn't that bad, it's cancelled. Fuck you, is what Treyarch said to us. The Gauntlets are the kind of formula with the same thing with the stabs is 4 upgrades. Everyone has one, but I mean, that's a good formula. The shield is the coolest shield we've ever gotten and will ever get, with the, like, Spartan shield with the spear that reappears in your hand. That's fucking so cool. The Pegasus strike is a cool buildable, where the Pegasus just comes down and lays the shock on everybody. That was the cringiest thing I've ever said. The boss fight with Perseus is really cool, and there's like a betrayal at the end with Medusa or whatever, whoever's guiding you, I don't remember. But the Death Gauntlet's cool to build. The Earth Gauntlet is really cool because you like raise Earth and you like spike zombies with it. It's really fucking cool. The Sun Gauntlet or the Light Gauntlet, where you have to like redirect the sundials, is really fucking cool. I love Ancient Evil, and I think it deserves way more praise as one of the best zombies maps, honestly. And it's chaos. It's chaos. You know the thing that everybody hates? It's chaos. That's fantastic. High A tier. I almost might... I'm tempted even to put it in S tier, because I had it at low A tier, and it's even higher. It's better than I remember. God, Ancient Evil, boys. Okay. Alpha Omega is Newtown. It's bone in Newtown Zombies. It's better than Newtown Zombies, but it's still shit. The map's not fun. The Wonder Weapon, once again, follows the same thing. 4 upgrades to a base Wonder Weapon. And it's the Ray Gun Mark II just upgraded, but it's not even fun to upgrade them. Rushmore's kind of a cool guide thing. It literally tells you what to do the entire time, though, so it's like kind of an easy Easter egg. The Avogadro's a cool boss. It was in Transit, but it was annoying as fuck in Transit, but it's kind of fun in this one, I guess. Alpha Omega is shit, though. It's a little higher than I remember it, but it's still bad. Yeah, low E tier. I originally put it in low or in high F tier, but it's a little better. Tagged or Toten, I played like maybe 5 times before I redid all these maps, and I played it a couple times now. It's kind of fun. It's a good remake to Call of the Dead. And it's got Victus back, which is awesome. Because Victus is my second favorite group compared to Primus. And Victus is I just like Stuhlinger. I don't know why. Stuhlinger is my favorite person to play as. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like Black Ops 4 because it should have had 2 DLC seasons, 4 Chaos, 4 Aether, sorry. And it didn't. And Modern Warfare 2019 kind of put the kibosh on that. Because they're like, we got a big game coming out. You don't get the other DLC season, which is stupid because Black Ops 4 wasn't that bad. People really like to hate on it, but it wasn't bad. The UI sucked. But other than that, it wasn't bad or anything. It was just rushed. If it wasn't rushed, it would have been great. Anyway, back to Tag. The Easter egg's kind of fun to do. I tried to solo it a couple nights ago, and I got about halfway through, then got my ass ate by a zombie that cornered me. By the way, one zombie. I had all my perks, except for Dying Wish. And I tried to knife a zombie out a window at like around 35, and I got cornered by one zombie and got down by it, because I'm an idiot. But it's a good remake of Call of the Dead. I think it's really good. I mean, George Romero's not there, which kind of sucks. But there's a nice tribute to him. But the colors are fantastic. I don't know why they put so much life into this map with the colors, but it's good. I'm going to put it a little bit below Shadows of Evil, but a little bit above Gorad Krovi. It's still a good map, and I think it deserves a little more than people give it. Okay. Die Maschine. This is where Cold War comes out. And this is a little spoiler, but I can't fucking stand Cold War, because it made zombies a joke. Cold War ruined zombies, in my opinion. Because there aren't 4 set characters you can play as. If there was, I think I would like it more. A lot more. Because that's the personality that I love about it. They just have no personality in any of the Cold War maps. And Die Maschine is, unironically, probably the best one. It's close between that and Forsaken, I guess. Die Maschine had a fun Easter egg. And I did have fun on Die Maschine, I won't even lie. It had the, surprise, surprise, 4 elemental upgrades to a Wonder Weapon. The Die Machine, I think it's called, is good. I like that Wonder Weapon, but all the elemental upgrades to it are shit, surprisingly. So the base Wonder Weapon's better than the upgrades, which is stupid. But I didn't hate the map. The map is really well made, and it still feels like a Zombies map. This is the only one that still kind of feels like a Zombies map in Cold War. And if they just put characters in it, like... Hell, I don't even mind if you put Samantha Maxis as an adult like she is in the actual Dark Aether story. Just make her a character you have to play as, though. And just do, like, Samantha Maxis and 3 random schmucks. Or, like, put Peck as one of the people you could play as, even. I know people hate Peck, but, I mean, he's a character in it. Do, like, Peck, Weaver, Samantha, and Kravchenko or something, I don't know. And that's a good 4 people. Why don't they do that? That would have made the map so much better. There'd be so much chemistry between them, because 2 of them hate the other 2. It's like Victus. I don't understand. And Cold War Zombies just... It ruins zombies. I know Vanguard kind of put the nail in the coffin. We'll get to that. See, there's 2 Forsakens here. The second Forsaken we're going to say is Durangfang, or Durangfang. I don't know how to pronounce it, man. We're just going to say the second Forsaken is Durangfang. I'll edit it in Photoshop to make it look like it. For the thumbnail. But Die Maschine is good. I think it deserves at least a D tier, high D tier. It's a little lower than I originally had it, but it's definitely good. And I won't deny that the map itself feels like a Zombies map still. And the Easter egg still feels like a Zombies Easter egg. It's just the characters, man. I know that's like nitpicking, but like that was the whole thing. I liked that. Firebase Z is a step down from Die Maschine. The Easter egg is shit. But it still feels like a Zombies map a little bit. There's a wave defense thing you have to do, which is kind of okay. It's like the dog run. It's not bad. I know people like to hate on that, but it's not horrible. The mimics are a cool idea. But the Easter egg's really bad. There's a step in the Easter egg with the mimic that me and my friend Luke got stuck on for, hold on, let me check my watch. 5 years. And we couldn't figure it out. We eventually beat it. But, yeah, Firebase C is worse than Die Maschine. By a lot. Because the Easter egg's awful. The Reikei's kind of a cool wonder weapon, I guess. To build it's a pain in the ass. It's not horrible, but it's not good for sure. Low D tier for Firebase C. It's a little bit lower than I originally had it. But yeah, it still feels like a Zombies map, I guess. But once again, no original characters. And this time, the Easter egg's bad. So, unfort. Noctur and Toten is a little bit different. Noctur and Toten is probably the map I played the least. Before and after I really played all the maps. I played it maybe 10 times after. The Cerberus is a cool wonder weapon. I'll give it that. It's a pretty cool wonder weapon. And the map's really dark before you turn on the power. And then the train that comes through is kind of cool, I suppose. That's kind of a cool thing. And then you're in Berlin, and everything lights up once you get the power on. It's kind of cool, I guess. It feels more like a Zombies map than Firebase Z. At least in Cold War, I should say that the maps still feel like Zombies maps, just the story doesn't feel there. And I don't like the buildings thing with like the scrap. I'm all for putting new things in, but I think that's a miss. But Noctur and Toten has a cool wonder weapon, I guess. The story's kind of stupid on that one. The Easter egg sucks. Worse than Firebase Z even. But the Cerberus is better than the Reikei for sure. It's just an uninteresting map, I guess. It's okay. I'm putting it right below Firebase Z. It's bad. It's bad. Outbreak. This killed zombies. Maybe not completely, but in my opinion, this killed zombies. This is Outbreak. Because Durangfang is just Outbreak. Outbreak is 3, at least it was when I played it again. I'm sorry, when I played it originally, it was 3 big maps that you just did tasks on. Woohoo. And then you got higher rounds based on how many tasks you did, and then zombies got harder. There's 2 stupid-ass Easter eggs in them. Who cares? Outbreak killed zombies, unfortunately. And I'll forever hate it for that. But I like it better than Newtown Zombies, weirdly enough, because at least I had a little bit of fun on it when it came out. Low E tier. Lower than Alpha Omega. Awful. And then we have these 3, which were in transit. I don't know why they're this far ahead, but whatever. Town is really good. Town is the best, just if you want to survive and do stupid shit, best map for it. And it will always be the best map for it. Town, if you don't want to do an Easter egg and you just want to go for rounds, Town's your map. And it's the best part of transit, and that's the town. And it's fun. There's a lot of lava all over, which kind of sucks, but it's still good. It's the best survival map we'll ever get, probably. So we're gonna put it high B tier above Kino. So yeah, Bus Depot is the complete opposite. No, that's not true. It's not the opposite, but it is bare bones survival. You get mystery box. That's it. Fuck you. That's all you get. And you survive. It's fun because it's really hard and you don't have anywhere to go. It's very small and you have a very small place to survive in, and it does it well. Actually high C tier, above Transit. And yes, I'm putting Bus Depot above Transit. But yeah. And then there's Farm, which is in between the two for some reason. So if you want a full survival zombies experience, you play Town. If you want a bare bones one, you play Bus Depot. Farm's in the middle, I guess. You can still get perks, but no Pack-a-Punch. I don't understand. I don't like Farm, but it's better than a lot of maps. Below Transit, my list, fuck you. Forsaken. Okay, so originally, I really hated every Cold War map, except Die Maschine. But I played Forsaken for the first time after I made this list, and I actually kind of liked it. It was weird, not as much as Die Maschine, but the Wonder Weapon is is really cool, and my little monkey brain likes it because I get to hit thing very fast, and then I can turn it into gun and shoot thing. Pew pew. It's fun. I really like it. The Easter egg's kind of okay. It ends Dark Aether. I don't know if it ends Dark Aether. It ended Cold War's Dark Aether. And I don't like Dark Aether, but it was a cool wrap-up, I guess. But yeah, Forsaken. It's in a, like, Russian training facility. And there's, like, a bunch of, like, arcade machines you can play. It does what Outbreak does, but better. You can still do, like, challenges and stuff if you go to the arcade and play, like, mini-games. And you get stuff for it. It's fun. I like Forsaken. It's a little bit above Revelations, but below Die Maschine. But yeah. And the second Forsaken, we're pretending it's Zhurongfeng. And Zhurongfeng is, I hate it. At least at the time of recording this, 1:18:22. This killed zombies. Absolutely killed zombies. Hands down. I shit on Newtown Zombies so much. Zhurongfeng is worse. And it should be ashamed. And I hope they revitalize zombies by bringing back Chaos. I know they won't, but I can hope. Or hell, even bring back Chaos... even bring back Dark Aether is better than Zhurongfeng. But yeah. That's about it. Low F. Low F. And as you see right now, I'm going to switch to the Photoshop version right now. It's unfortunate. But that's it. That's my zombies tier list after I played every map in 2022. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you subscribe, and if you liked it, like the video. If you didn't like it, dislike it, and comment what you would change. So yeah, this is about 50 minutes long. I'm really hungry, and I want lunch. So yeah, enjoy that, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the tier list. I'll see you guys next time.